Welcome back to another episode of Cup or Flop. And in today's episode, we finally got one of the good teams. We got the Boston Bruins. So in episode 1, we had Anaheim. We made it to the conference finals but failed. In the second episode, we had the Arizona Coyotes. And I mean, with that team, you're doomed from the start. But we did make the playoffs, but that's as far as we can get. But we are now on to the Boston Bruins, are a really good team. I'm using one of the new roster sharing. I chose a random one, so we should have good prospects. All the overall should be good to go. But first and foremost, let's take a look at this roster. And right away, the issue seems to be goaltending. They lost Tuukka Rask on the offseason, but they still have two really good goaltenders, but they're both backups. So we got Swayman there, Jeremy Swayman, who's played pretty well this year, and Linus Ullmark. In the system, do we have anyone? Grosnick, I mean, not the greatest. Booth, Kieser. So it looks like for the time being, we're going to be running with Ullmark and Swayman. I mean, we're going to look around. Maybe we can upgrade that position because remember, in this series, we have 3 years to win a Stanley Cup or it's a flop. So we got to really build up this team defensively. We got Charlie McAvoy, one of the best defensemen in the NHL, especially at such a young age. 23 years old, 88 overall, superstar X Factor, medium elite. I mean, you can't say enough good things about Charlie McAvoy. He is an absolute stud. We got Brandon Carlo. Defensively, it looks like it's a little bit weak. I'm not gonna lie here. Defensively is definitely an area where we want to upgrade. Brandon Carlo, another younger defenseman, 6'5", plays that physical role. 82 overall. Then we got Mike Riley, the former Ottawa Senator. He fit in pretty nice on this team. Derek Forberg, Matt Grzelcyk. I can't believe I forgot his first name. Matt Grzelcyk is not terrible, but 80 overall. Connor Clifton, and then finally Jacob Zaboral. I want to get him in the lineup, so I'm gonna actually call or send down our good old friend Clifton. Who do we got here? Urho Vikanayan. I cannot speak. But he seems like a pretty good prospect. I'm going to keep him in the minors for the first year, I think. Maybe is he better than Zaboral? Now, this is the first decision, you know? I'm going to bring him up. I'm going to bring Urho up. A little bit higher overall, younger. We'll let him play the John Moore. I think this is a little bit older now. But yeah, for the defense, that's what we're going to be rolling with. Obviously, there's going to be some changes made to the team. I'm probably going to take a look at free agency, take a look at any trades that we could potentially make. But for the time being, this is the roster we got. And before we go through the forwards, let's just send someone down here. Send him down. So, Brad Marchand, I mean, one of the peskiest players in the NHL, an absolute freak, though. He is very talented. If you just look at his stats, 69 points in 53 games, 87, 100 points, 85 points, 85 points. I mean, the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, he's been well over a point per game, and it really shows with his skills. He's also going to be playing with David Pastrnak, who's another one of those guys who just lights it up. Goals, and more goals. He doesn't produce the same way as Brad Marchand, but he produces pretty damn well. And then the rock of the team, Patrice Bergeron. I mean, this guy's the best two-way forward in the NHL for the past, 10 years. Great player. That first line's probably the best in the NHL. We move on to the next, Taylor Hall, former first-round pick. I mean, never really lived up to the potential outside of his MVP season with New Jersey, where he had 93 points in 76 games, but still a very good player, 85 overall. Charlie Coyle, another good player. You got Nick Foligno, came over from the Toronto Maple Leafs last year. Colin Smith, Eric Holla, Jake DeBrusk, who actually wants a trade. So I think it might be a good idea to try moving him, but he is 24, low elite. He might fit in on the team still. Then we got Trent Federic, who's a big body. He's going to be that grinder, power forward type role. And then we got Curtis Lazar, an Ottawa Senators bust, coming from the Buffalo Sabres last year. But, I mean, in the fourth line, he might be able to fit in. And then finally, we got Tomas Nosek from the Vegas Golden Knights. Let's take a look at in the system. Do we have anyone coming up? Chris Wagner, we're not worried about. Studnicka, I love the name. I might get this guy in the squad just for the name. Who can we send down here? Curtis Lazar or Nosek? Curtis Lazar or Nosek? Let me take a look at the defensive stats. I mean, it's pretty similar. I'm going to send down Curtis Lazar just because he was a disappointment for Ottawa. So we're going to bring Studnicka up. Let's check back into the system here. Fogarty, Curtis Lazar. Don't need. We'll let Jakob Larko stay down there. But just kind of look at the prospects here. Jacob Verbaska Carlson. I mean, in NHL 19, he used to be an absolute beast. He used to score so many goals because he has such a high shooting percentage. Who else do we got here? No, we'll keep him down there. They don't have any super big prospect. Fabian Lysell isn't bad, actually. A top 6. I don't know if he's going to be a factor in this rebuild, but he is a superstar X factor. I mean, we should definitely try getting his overall up there, but in 3 years, how much can he really grow? Let's go take a look at the lines here. We're just going to do best lines. And we don't want that head coach. So we got Brad Marchand, Patrice Bergeron, and David Pastrnak on the first line. We're definitely keeping it that way. I mean, I know that we probably should separate them, but yeah, I mean, you got to keep them together. This is where the team will get a little bit interesting. I mean, we got a lot of bad morale on the squad. Let's see, can we get Studnicka up? I'm going to play around with the lines. I'll get back to you guys when I have new lines, and I might make some roster acquisitions. I'm going to try making my first trade here, trying to pick up Mikhail Sergachev. For some reason, they have him in the minors, so I'm going to try swinging a deal, giving them Curtis Lazar, and then our good prospect, the Superstar X Factor, Fabian Lysell, who I simulated a couple times with, and he's very good, but they're going to reject this one. But I think we can make this go through if we push a little bit harder. I don't mind throwing a second in there. Sergachev's pretty good, and trade accepted. Essentially making another move with Ottawa so I can potentially get rid of some contracts here, some bigger contracts. I'm going to try getting Connor Brown and Artem Zub back. I'm giving up a first, Foligno, Grzelcyk, and John Moore. So hopefully we can make this go through. It is a trade accepted. I mean, giving up a first for Connor Brown doesn't seem too crazy, but Connor Brown and Artem Zub I think will make a big difference. And I don't want to always trade for superstars. I want to make this a little bit more realistic than that. I can see Ottawa trading Artem Zub and Connor Brown, especially if they're going in another rebuild, which it looks like, unfortunately, they are. But let's check out the new and improved Boston Bruins. The year one team has been put together. I mean, morale is not on our side here, unfortunately, but there's nothing really we can do unless we really want to split up that first line. But I think we got to keep that first line together. If I notice we start losing, maybe I'll switch it up. But for now, we're going Marchand, Bergeron, Pastrnak, +5 right there. I mean, you got to keep them together. Then we got Taylor Hall, Charlie Coyle, who I'm not really sold on in the middle there. It's kind of a weak center. If we can get something better, I mean, we might look at it. But we'll take a look at that as the season progresses. Third line, we're going Trent Frederic, Eric Holla, Jake DeBrusk. I mean, Jake DeBrusk up there would seem a little bit more reasonable. What if I went something like, no, that's terrible. And then fourth line, we got Craig Smith, Studnicka, and then Josh Hosang, who we picked up in the free agency. Defensively, made a couple moves there. We got Charlie McAvoy, Mikhail Sergachev, Artem Zub, Brandon Carlo, Mike Riley, and then Urho. And then 4 goalies. We brought in a starting goalie, someone in the free agents, someone the Boston Bruins know quite well. You guys may have guessed it. It's Tuukka Rask. He's back with the team. He's back from Finland, wherever he was at. But Tuukka Rask is on the squad. 1 year, $2 million deal. Swayman will be the backup. Eventually, we'll probably take over. But for the first year, we're rocking Tuukka Rask. Let's simulate year 1 and see if we're able to make the playoffs. I'm in desperate need of an upgrade here. Let's see if we can get Nikolai Ehlers from the Winnipeg Jets for Charlie Coyle, who is just not the right player. He's getting paid way too much money. Derek Forbert, Clifton, a 7th and a 6th. Will they accept? Trade rejected. What if I throw a 3rd? Trade rejected. Okay. How can we swing a deal? I'll throw in 2/3. I feel like I'm getting fleeced here. Trade rejected. They're making it hard on us here, eh? I don't really want to give up a 2nd next year. Still, holy. I can't give up a 1st. Like, I can't. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Trade rejected again. I don't know how we're going to make this one go through. I'm not even going to lie. I got fleeced on this trade. I got fleeced. But I had no other option. We couldn't make a trade. This is the only player. We had to give up another first round pick. I mean, we're not looking good this year. It's looking like a disaster, but Nikolai Ehlers, I hope you can be our savior. All right, we're going to try something new here. We got to figure out how to get this going, but we're going to throw Nikolai Ehlers on the first line on the left wing. We're throwing Brad Marchand in center, and then we got David Pastrnak on the right side. We just got Berger on the second line now, Taylor Hall with Connor Brown. I mean, let's see if this works. I don't know, but Nikolai Ehlers, please be our savior. Let's continue the year. I don't know how we managed to do it, but somehow we don't make the playoffs with the Boston Bruins. I mean, the team isn't as good as I thought they were with the new roster that I'm using. There's a little bit of changes to the roster, so the team is a little bit worse than I thought. But I mean, just another challenge. Let's take a look at the year. What happened in year one? What went wrong? I mean, we finished 41, 36, and 5. How far out of the playoffs? So it looks like we're a couple points out of the playoffs. If we go into the Eastern Conference, let's see. It looks like we were about 4 points out of the playoffs. We scored a decent amount, let in not crazy numbers, to be honest. Power play was great. Penalty kill was okay. Oh, the road record was bad. Last 10 is kind of where we screwed it. I mean, Philadelphia tried to let us make the playoffs. 3-7 in the last 10. But wow, year one is a flop, and we don't have a first overall pick. We're going to have to make some big moves here, and I think it's our depth. Our depth is not good at all, but Brad Marchand leads the way with 119 points, Pastrnak 98, Bergeron 93, 64 for Hall, 64 for Nikolai Ehlers. How do you play on our team, though? 33 points. I mean, not terrible, but on that first line, you need more points than that. We need some. We're gonna need some help here. Definitely gonna need some help here. Who is Stud Nika had a great year. Federic is. We gotta work on our bottom six. Basically, I think that's kind of the next step here, and then go from there. Let's simulate to the draft here. See who wins the Stanley Cup. I mean, not our best year there, but I expect us to bounce back in year two once we round out that bottom six. I'm sorry to all the Boston fans. I don't see a world where they don't make the playoffs this year, but I mean, who knows? Anything can happen. The Florida Panthers are the Stanley Cup champions. And where's our pick? Okay, our pick was at 16 still. It's not like we won the lottery. That would have been a heartbreaker. Let's take a look quickly at the awards though. Let's see if we won any of those awards. I doubt it, but might as well take a quick peek here. So the Florida Panthers Stanley Cup champions awards. Not going to be any of us. Individual. Kucherov goes big. Yeah, nothing there for us. Another disappointing year for the Boston Bruins. But let's get to these draft picks. I mean, we don't have much going into it. Let's simulate here, and then get to the NHL entry draft. When's our first pick? That's the big question. Our first pick is pick 81. So we'll make one pick basically in this, and then we'll go from there. This Wong guy, they say we need a draft him. Trevor Wong, you're on the squad. Low top six is actually not too bad, but I mean, we need to build through free agency, I think, and I guess we will. Let's get to the free agency period. First, we got to do these contracts, though. Make sure. I don't think anyone needs a big contract. Maybe Patrice Bergeron needs a contract, actually. I think Bergie needs a contract. Let's take a look. Yeah, so Bergeron does need a contract. The good thing is he wants to come back. I mean, it's not a crazy deal. We need 2 more years out of him. Let's go. Let's start with just like, we'll go 2 years. Not that big of a deal. 2 years, $8 million. I think he'll accept. No, let's go 7.8 for 2 years. Patrice Bergeron. Hopefully we can get him locked up. Who else do we need? We got 15 million cap space, so hopefully we don't have to sign too many guys here. Don't need any of these guys. Don't need. Zaboral, I will bring back. Hopefully he wants a one-way. I want a 2-year deal, a 2-way deal, but I can offer him that contract. I'm okay with that. We can use this guy as trade bait, I guess. 2-way. A DeBrusk, definitely want to bring DeBrusk back. He's going to be a little bit more expensive, though. DeBrusk. 2 years at... Let's go 2 years, $2 million. See if he accepts that deal. He doesn't want to come back to Boston in real life, but maybe in the game he wants to still play with us. Yuho, Yurho, sorry. Felipe, no, Studnicka. I mean, he was pretty bad for us, but hopefully we can get him back, and hopefully he's somewhat decent next year. Any of these guys don't really need to bring back any of them. This guy, we will bring him back on a two-way deal. Hughes, we're not gonna bring Hughes back. Don't need any of these. For Baska Carlson, we'll bring him back on a two-way deal. Kuhlman as well, I'll bring on a two-way deal. Who else? So it looks like everyone else is back on the team. Who do we have to sign now? Any goaltenders? So we got Ullman locked up. I mean, for a big deal, to be honest. Tuukka Rask. I don't think we're gonna bring Tuukka Rask back. What were his numbers? I mean, they didn't seem. I mean, they weren't bad. Tuukka Rask wasn't terrible, basically. 35 wins, 30 losses, 902. I mean, a high-scoring league, 902, 312 isn't terrible. What is the deal? Is a little bit expensive for Tuukka Rask. I don't mind moving on from Tuukka Rask and going Swayman and Ullmark. I mean, it didn't work out this year, so not the end of the world there. But let's simulate a day, make sure we're getting all the players that we want. No notifications popped up, so let's take a look. Did Bergeron extend? Okay, so Bergeron signed. Anyone that we missed? Let's take a quick peek here. So don't need any of these guys. Looks like we got everyone we want, so let's get to free agency here. I mean, we got to make some moves in the free agents. We got to make some big-time decisions. I mean, we need to get the cup here. So cup or flop, I mean, we got to get the cup. Okay, free agency period. We got how much money? We get $7 million. We can offer one contract to a good player, not even basically. Brock Besser would be really nice though. A player like Brock Besser would be nice. Let's go unrestricted free agents to see what we got, and the list gets a little bit shorter here. Let's sort by overall. Johnny Hockey, 82 points last year. He would be a fantastic fit. But the thing is, we need the bottom six. But it's Johnny Hockey will probably, he's superstar X Factor. I mean, Nazem the Dream wasn't bad. Joe Pavelski's still putting up points. Andre Palat. Just kind of looking at their point totals this last year and seeing who we can potentially. You know what? I really want Johnny Hockey here. Is there a way we can make this work? We would have to clear up some cap space for sure, like around $3 million. This is probably not the best move to do, but let's just load up the squad. Let's go propose trade. Let's figure out how we can get this stud on our team. Who can we get rid of? Who is making too much money and does not deserve as much money as they're making? I mean, Carlo's a pretty obvious one, if I'm being honest. Smith. We can definitely get rid of Craig Smith. I mean, 7 and 17, yeah. And I can probably get rid of him for a draft pick. I mean, will you give me a fourth? If you give me a fourth, that'd be nice. I know you won't. Let's go a seventh. Get rid of Craig Smith. They don't have a seventh. Oh, I clicked first. Can you imagine they made that trade? Their front office would be fired in a second. A seventh for Craig Smith. Trade rejected. You're telling me I'm going to have to give up I have to give a seventh for them basically to take this. Anyone else on the team though that we can get rid of this offseason? Who do I get to pick on here? Charlie McAvoy's on a pretty damn big contract. Mike Riley's making a decent amount. Eric Holla, 83 though. I don't mind keeping Holla around. Nosek has been playing in the minors, so I mean, if I'm going to give up some players, Fedoruk, oh yeah, let's get rid of that guy. He's a bum. Actually, we'll keep him. We'll keep him just because he's young. Who's going to be the lucky team? Let's go and stop. We got the Edmonton Oilers. Good luck. Enjoy your two new bums on your team. All right, now we are getting a superstar X Factor. I mean, hopefully he signs with us. That's all I hope. I hope he signs with us. There he is, Johnny Hockey. Offer contract here. So we need him for 2 years, basically. But if we offer him 5, it'll be a little bit cheaper. I'll offer him 5 years, and I'll give him 9.6 mil. I'm not going to mess with it any further. I mean, is there any good prospects here? Bertuzzi? Is that Tyler Bertuzzi? No, okay, that's not. I would offer him a contract. Brock Besser, I can't sign out of the price range. Who's this guy? I mean, this guy, who the heck is he? Vitaly Kravtsov. I mean, he wouldn't be bad, but I don't have the money to afford him, unfortunately. Goaltenders, let's just do our due diligence here, you know. Not anyone really on the market. Tuukka Rask, is he getting a contract? No one's offering him one. I mean, Marc-Andre Fleury's there. But let's simulate till next year. Hopefully we get Johnny Hockey, but we'll check it out next year. Year 2's here. If I go best lines, they want me to throw Tag Bertuzzi on the first line, one of the guys we picked up. I'm kind of tempted to do it, but he's 77 overall, two-way forward, undrafted. I mean, he doesn't have any real big abilities and skills, to be honest. I'm throwing Bergeron back on that first line. We're loading it up this year again. I mean, we're keeping it like this the whole year. This second line just got to figure it out. You know, Taylor Hall, Nikolai Ehlers, Connor Brown. I mean, it's a good second line, so they should be able to figure it out. And then we got Jake DeBrusk, Eric Holla, Josh Hosang, and then fourth line. I kind of want to bring Tag up, though, you know? They want him to play high in the lineup, so I feel like he's good. But for the time being, we're just going to keep him down that fourth line. If we start to lose or something, I'm going to throw him back right here. This is where he's going if we need help. But defensively, we're going Zaboral with McAvoy, Sergachev, Carlo, Artem Zub, and Justin Braun. And then in the nets, we got none other than Jeremy Swayman. And the backup this year will be Linus Ullmark. So let's simulate the year. I mean, hopefully I'll see you guys in the playoffs. After a rocky year 1, the Boston Bruins are able to bounce back big time as we pick up 50 wins this year. A definite good bounce back year. Let's take a look at the team stats. It looks like we're playing the Tampa Bay Lightning in the playoffs, so it's probably one of the best teams in the league, unfortunately. But goals for per game, we're scoring the most out of our whole division, but we do let in a lot of goals, unfortunately. The power play percentages took a little bit of a hit from last year. Last year, around 25%. The penalty kill, I mean, we are terrible penalty killers. So I'm going to definitely take a look at that, change up the penalty killing lines if I can before the playoffs there. And I mean, yeah, good year for us. Let's take a look at the player stats here. Brad Marchand once again leads the way, 101 points with Patrice Bergeron. Pasha, I need this line to score a little bit more though. Is that hard to ask for them? But a big year from Nikolai Ehlers, 72 points. Connor Brown, 64. Taylor Hall, 58. Taylor Hall, I wish a little bit more, but a good second line for the team. Third line, I mean, Josh was saying had a great year too. Eric Holla, a great year. A lot of scoring from our team. There's Tag Bertuzzi, 30 points in 82 games. I mean, nothing too special. I'm kind of happy on him on that first line. But a pretty good year from us. Let's check out the entire NHL. Oh, Studnicka had a great year in the minors, though. The NHL, the entire NHL. Let's see who led the way. And it was Kapril Kaprizov, 111 points. McKinnon, McDavid, Eichel, Kopitar, Ovechkin still lighting it up. Hatcher ready. And then there we are. So, I mean, about around top 10. Not terrible for us. Let's take a look at our playoff matchup here. We got the Tampa Bay Lightning. Before I simulate this, actually, let's take a look at our penalty kill. What is going wrong with that? Because, I mean, we are the worst in our division. And if we can fix that, I mean, it looks good. Maybe we got to go here. Let's throw Connor Brown on. He's much better penalty killer, I imagine. And then instead of Tag Bertuzzi, who can we throw there? Pasternak's not probably a good penalty killer. Let's look at defensive stats here. I mean, might as well throw Pasternak in there. Why not? Pasternak, you're now a penalty killer with Bergeron and Marchand. I mean, you guys are going to do everything for us. So, best of luck. Enjoy. And if I put Brandon Carlo there, I'm going to get a +1. I'm going to keep it like this. Let's bring Marchand down. What if I bring it like that? But I want Connor Brown taking the face-offs. I want Bergeron taking face-offs. It doesn't really matter, eh? Making it tough on us, eh? Making it tough. We're going to keep it like that. Let's get into the playoffs. I don't want to get too much into nitty-gritty. The cup or flop is supposed to be like bang, 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 bang. Just 3 quick seasons. But we got the Tampa Bay Lightning. They have home ice advantage. And let's see. I mean, up 2-0 in the first two games. We win both games on the road. Can we steal a home game here too? I mean, this is a great start. I mean, or it's set up for complete disappointment. And we sweep the Tampa Bay Lightning. I was not expecting that. Round one goes just perfectly. Nikolai Ehlers has a big series. Thank you very much. Who do we got in round number two? Round two, we have the Toronto Maple Leafs, likely the President's Trophy winners this year. It's going to be another tough matchup. Let's simulate to game four. And we're down 2-1 here. I mean, not crazy. I mean, basically a must-win game four. We get the job done. Game number 5, we lose that, and we're facing elimination versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. We are on home ice here. Can we bounce back and get a win? First period, we get the first goal from Justin Braun. I mean, you're not expecting that. We're getting outshot 13-6, but we have a 1-0 lead. Second period, Toronto can explode, and they do. John Tavares scores a hat trick. All in about 3 minutes. We're down by 2 goals in an elimination game. A huge power play here. Unable to capitalize, and now we got to kill a penalty, and we cannot kill it. It looks like it's not looking good here, but Toronto has choked a 4-1 lead against Boston in Game 7 before. This is Game 6. 3-1 lead. Come on, guys. 2 minutes left in the game, and it looks like we're going to fall to the Toronto Maple Leafs in year 2 in the second round. So all bets are off. I mean, we got one more year to win this cup, and we're going to make it happen. I promise you that. I don't promise, but I'll try to promise. We have just cleared up $14.95 million in cap space for this one move right here. This one move, some pretty fella named Nathan MacKinnon, for some reason, is on the free agency list. So we're going to offer him a 5-year deal. It doesn't really matter. And I'm going to give him, we need to make sure we get him. So about $13.1 million, because we gave away a lot of players to try getting Nathan MacKinnon. So hopefully we can grab Nathan MacKinnon. I definitely need a goalie too, to be honest. It's not looking good though. I just kind of spent all my money and I don't regret it one bit. But this guy looks like a pretty good goalie. He's a former Team Canada IIHF goalie. So maybe he signs with us, maybe not. But the big question will be next year, will we have Nathan MacKinnon? We made some moves and they paid off. Listen, our first line now, Brad Marchand, Patrice Bergeron, and Nathan MacKinnon, the Mack truck, is on the squad. He signed a huge deal for $13.1 million for the next 5 years for us. We got Nikolai Ehlers, David Pastrnak, who probably will not be playing center, 65 faceoffs. I mean, not really a better option, to be honest. We can also rock Casey Middlestat in the middle here. He's got very good puck skills, very good shooting. So it wouldn't be a bad move to put him there. How about Cole Sillinger? I cannot speak. I've been speaking for too long. We'll keep him on the third line, but we'll go Casey Middlestat on that second line. Maybe get that line going. That'd be... I like that. Third line, Connor Brown, Sillinger, Jake DeBrusk. Fourth line, we got Tag Bertuzzi, Jack Studnicka, get him back on the roster for the Stanley Cup run, and Joshua Ho-Sang. Defensively, Sergachev, Charlie McAvoy. Then we got Lucas Johansson, Hayden Fleury, Mike Riley, and Jakub Zaboral. I mean, a pretty damn good team. Goalies, we're rocking Swayman, and we got Joel Hofer. So, I mean, this year is our final year of Cup or Flop here for the Boston Bruins. I mean, this is the best the team's going to look. So, I'll see you guys at the playoffs. I mean, hoping we make it. If we don't make the playoffs, there's some issues here. But hopefully I'll see you guys there, and I'll pick up the simulation there. The third and final year coming to a close. The Boston Bruins have an incredible season as we go 58-22 into 2 games off of that 60-win mark. Nathan MacKinnon leads the way with 105 points. Marchand was good. Bergeron and Nikolai Ehlers above a point per game. Pastrnak had a really bad year on that second line, to be honest, for how much he's getting paid. Middlestat, 59. Sillinger, 57. Sergachev, Jake DeBrusk, Tag Bertuzzi, Connor Brown. Everyone on the team was great. Studnicka had a pretty good year, too. Plus 46. Studnicka. Oh, that's Charlie McAvoy. Since that nickel +6, but +46 for Charlie McAvoy is pretty insane. But a great year from us. Let's see if we were able to lead the league in scoring. I don't think so. We had no crazy numbers. Nikita Kucherov, Steven Stamkos did, though. Matthews, Crosby, Kaprizov, high elite. Nathan McKinnon, there he is. So not a bad year from Nate Mack, Pretty good year. Only 19 power play points, and he's all the way up there. So maybe if he played more power play time, he would be higher on that list. But team stats, a quick recap. We did win our division, scoring 4 goals a game, only letting in 2.87. Our power play not so well. Penalty kill very good this year though, and away record was phenomenal. 32-7-2. That's a good away record right there. But let's get into these playoffs. We got the 41-41 essentially. Detroit Red Wings round number 1. I mean, we should be able. We win 58 games. Detroit wins 41, and somehow we were down 3-0 in the series. I mean, we got to win 4 straight against the Detroit Red Wings. The NHL 22 simulation is so random. First period, second period, and we're down 3-2 in game 5 on home ice, out-shooting the other team 28-17. Can we score here? There we go. Studnicka. When in doubt, call Studnicka. He knows what he's doing. Can we get another goal to push this to game number 6? And David Pastrnak, a slow regular season, but he turns up in the playoffs, it looks like. Can we hold on to this? Can we? Come on, Swayman. Jeremy Swayman. And we do. So we win that one. We win game 5. We're going to game 6 now. I mean, we should. Can we have one game where our offense explodes here? I know we won 6-0 the first win for us. Game 6 in Detroit. They are up 2-1. Nate Mack ties it up, and game 6 tied 2-2. Winner go home for the chance to play in game 7, and it's our depth players who are really showing up. Joshua Hosang gets one pass from Olov. I'm surprised he's still going. And we need a power play goal more than ever right now. Come on, boys. This is the longest power play. Unable to get one. Can we? A huge penalty kill at the... Oh, thank God. I thought they scored because they had a power play, but Mike Riley ices the game, and we're going to game 7. Can we complete the reverse sweep to kickstart our Stanley Cup run here? Game 7. Boston, Detroit, and Boston. We cannot be first rounded. Come on, Boston. Nathan McKinnon, Pastrnak, Bergeron, Sillinger, anyone. And we score 3. Nate McKinnon, Brad Marchand, and Sillinger. The guys I all talked about. Second period, we get another. They get a shorty. Don't like to see that. Casey Middlestat. Okay, we got the routine in place. We're up by 2 goals. A huge penalty. Kill it off. There it is. Come on. Can we bounce back? 4 straight games against the Detroit Red Wings. 8 minutes left. Cole Sillinger adds another one, and we have a 3-goal lead now. And finally, I mean, we dodged a bullet there. Somehow went down 3-0 to the Detroit Red Wings, but we end up coming back and winning the series in 7. Do love to see that one. And in round 2, we got a familiar foe, the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are coming off a sweep, so they are going to be red hot. Hopefully, we can take it to them this time. We're down 2-1 in the series. A big game 4, and we win it. This is going exactly how it went last year. Game 5. Can we win this one? We're on home ice this time. Game 5, we lose in overtime 2-1. And in game 6, I mean, backs against the wall. For the second year in a row, are the Toronto Maple Leafs going to eliminate us in 6? They are the Stanley Cup champions. First period, they get 2 goals, one from Liljegren, one from Amarov. We get one from Patrice, but we need to win this one. Second period, they get another goal. Come on, Boston. Down by 2, a huge power play. Nathan McKinnon answers. Down by 1 goal in game 6 to force a game 7, and Nikolai Ehlers comes and scores a goal. Tie game with 7 minutes left in the power play. Come on, boys. 2 minutes, 1 minute. we're going to overtime. If we win, the series continues. If we lose, we mark that as a fail. The Boston Bruins have failed in the cup or flop, but I believe in us. The team is too good to lose here. Come on, boys. Nathan McKinnon. Who was it? Patrice Bergeron. No one but Captain Clutch scoring from center ice on the Toronto Maple Leafs to break their heart in Game 6. And now we're going to Game 7, and we're on home ice. This team, this Boston Bruins team refuses to be beat. But Game 7, they got Willie Nee, they got Austin Matthews, John Tavares. You know that they have a high-powered offense, but so do we. First period, it's going to be 1-1. Amarov, Patrice Bergeron, he wants it. Bergie wants one more cup before he goes. Second period, Bergie wants one more cup before he goes. Nate Mack adds, and this time we are up 3-1 in the third period. Last time it was Toronto, Game 7, 13 minutes left. Can we hold on? Swayman, come on, Jeremy. Lead us to the promised land. Can we make this comeback? 5 minutes left. Can we hold on? And a huge power play. And it looks like we are able to hold on as we come back and beat the Toronto Maple Leafs in the second round. You love to see it. Who do we got next? Oh, it's going to be a tough one. We got the Carolina Hurricanes. Haven't played them yet, but they are 8-3. Let's see what happens here. And we are tied 1-1 after the first two games. Game number 3, we lose that. This is Game 4. I mean, we got to win this. Come on, boys. We lose again. It just seems like we lose all the early games and we try to clutch up at the end. We got to win 3 straight against a tough Carolina team. First period, that is not a good start. Dustin Brown and Claude Giroux. Interesting. Second period, oh, it's not looking good. Corey Perry, I mean, these guys got all the veterans. Corey Perry there. They got freaking Dustin Brown, Claude Giroux. They know what they're doing. But we're going in the third period. We're down by 3 goals, down in the series. Bergeron gets 1 to make it 4-2. We're down 3-1 in the series, so we gotta win this game or it's a flop. Come on, boys. 2 more goals. Nathan McKinnon, Bergeron, anyone, please, please. I can't lose. We can't lose. And it looks like the Carolina Hurricanes eliminate the Boston Bruins in the third round as we go. And we were good. We were such a good team. It just, we couldn't get started in these series. We lost too many overtime games too. Just a tough break there. The Boston Bruins series is over. Nathan McKinnon, I thank you for your service. Patrice Bergeron, honestly, we got to highlight you here because you were an absolute beast for us. 14 goals in 19 games. I mean, you wanted it. You were a -1, though, so clearly you didn't want it that bad. But that's going to do it for this episode of Cup or Flop with the Boston Bruins. Unfortunately, it's another flop. And next up, we got the Buffalo Sabres. So I'm going to use a different roster sharing every time. I mean, Buffalo, it's going to be a tough one. I'm not gonna lie about it. It's going to be a tough one, but I look forward to the challenge. Let me know if you guys have tried any of these teams out for the challenge, and let me know what you guys think about the series. I'll see you guys in the next episode. As always, have a great day. Peace.